Hi everyone, I'm Felicia with Concepts in Health. Thanks for tuning in today to learn a little bit more about a phenomenal supplement. But before we get into the supplement itself, I wanted to get into a little background about why it's so amazing, and that involves our hormones. I've got a lot to tell you today, got some notes, and I have my readers, so they're going to be popping on and off a lot. Forgive that, it's the only way I'm going to be able to see all this. You know, hormones are essential to our health and well-being in every way. In fact, researchers define the aging process as a reduction in hormone level, a reduction in enzymatic precursor activity. So we're all looking for ways to maximize our natural hormone balance. A lot of women have chosen the route of supplementing, women especially. Men supplement a little bit with testosterone, but it's mostly women with estrogen, progesterone, DHEA, all of the spectrum of hormones, and they might be very natural, non-toxic type hormones, the progesterone cream, the bioavailable drops. But you know, there's one problem, and they work to a certain degree. They can reverse symptoms, premenopause and menopausal symptoms and that kind of thing. There's a little problem with that. It's a very fine balancing act that goes on in the body, our natural hormone balance. And it doesn't matter how well-meaning the natural practitioner or ND or MD standing out there in front of us doing saliva tests, doing whatever, trying to figure out what our hormones levels need to be, if they're low, if they're high. You really can't duplicate what the body does on its own. So it's always kind of a guessing game. Not only that, when you introduce hormones from an outside source, a lot of times your master glands, your pituitary, your hypothalamus, they signal for the body to shut down your own hormone production even more when they're coming in from an outside source. It's like a fake, kind of unnatural signal coming in. So, you know, that's the opposite of what we want. What if there were a way to naturally rejuvenate and re-energize the whole endocrine system without taking anything that's going to increase or decrease our own hormone balance, but just work to balance our hormones so that we can get all the benefits of a maximized system in terms of hormone production? It sounds too good to be true, but today's supplement, today's micronutrient packed food, because it is a food, is going to help lead us down that road, at least. Okay? And ready for the name? You guys are going to know it. It's Maca. Maca is what we're going to talk about today. And basically, Maca it works in two ways. It's very nutrient dense. I'll go ahead and remove this. It's very nutrient dense, and it's an adaptogen. So let's talk about that for a minute. It's such a nutritional powerhouse. It contains nearly all the amino acids. It contains 10 vitamins, 12 minerals, 23 fatty acids, several unique glycoside compounds. Those are the things that its cousins in the cruciferous family, the broccoli, the cabbage, also contain, that have all the anti-inflammatory, anti-fungus, antibacterial, anti-carcinogen type properties. So it shares that. It's just a nutrient powerhouse. But it also is a wonderful adaptogen, and this is unique to it. And I believe that it's because of its growing conditions that it's had to that it has this property, these alkaloids in it, and these phytonutrients in it that helps it become an adaptogen. It grows at very high altitudes, 13,000 feet and higher, in the Andes Mountains of Peru. It's been harvested for years. It's the highest altitude crop that's been grown and harvested by humans that we know of ever. And they've used it for years as a food and as a medicine. It looks like a radish. It's small and it has shallow roots. And because it's grown in Peru, it's sometimes been known as Peruvian ginseng, although it is not related to that in that botanical family at all. But it does have some wonderful, amazing properties that boil down to its nutrient density and this property of its adaptogen properties, which just means that instead of adding anything to your body, it doesn't add any hormone to your body. It balances your body. It causes your body to operate at its optimal level. And that is the advantage over taking in some of these hormones. So let's get down to some women's issues, and then some men's issues. I'm going to divide it. It's not gender specific. It has benefits for both male and female, but we'll take it by sex and break those down and then cover some that, of course, go for, cross the line of gender and help both men and women. I have 11 points to cover for women's issues. And the first one is that women have been using maca powder for 2,000 years to increase their chances of conception. Because it balances those hormones, it leads to regular ovulation. A lot of women can't conceive because they don't have regular cycles or they don't ovulate. So that's where your maca can come in to help you. And of course, because it contains all those nutrients, it gives you the optimal help that you need to also boost your fertility. The truth is, a lot of women are having infertility problems because they're starving at the cellular level. They're not feeding their bodies, they're eating junk, they don't know how to eat properly, and if someone could just help them get on track, I love to do that. I love to talk to women and help them get on track for preconception. Maca would be one of the things that I would have a woman take if she's having trouble conceiving. Number 2, maca works very well to support a healthy, regular menstrual cycle, and of course this is for the same reasons that I just spoke of. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about, well, what if I become pregnant? Do I have to stop taking maca then? First of all, what I'm about to say is just what I would do. Here's the famous disclaimer. I'm not a medical professional. You'd have to speak to your your doctor, your healthcare provider for the answer to help you answer this question. But I can tell you what they don't know about, they just say no. So unless you have a doctor who's done research on maca, which I doubt, that would be hard to find, they're just going to say no. So the burden of comfort comes back to you to research the issue, to research the supplement. But because all maca does is provide you with nutrients and balance your own hormones, it doesn't give you any extra hormones, it doesn't get things out of balance. Why not? I would feel comfortable with it, but that you would have to be your own judge and jury in that case. But there are no known contraindications to continuing maca during pregnancy. In fact, I'll get to this later. This is in the bone density portion of the presentation, but I'll go ahead and say it here. A 2 teaspoon serving of maca contains 3 times more calcium than a glass of milk. So one of the things it does is build bones. I would want to take that for my growing baby. Number 3, for women, a marked increase in sex drive or libido. Red maca, we'll get to the colors. I'll go ahead and unveil the colors now. There's yellow cream, red, and black. We'll talk about them more as we go through. But you take the red maca, it's highest in the phytonutrients, and not surprisingly, it's the one that's used the most to increase female libido. Again, all the hormone factors. Number 4, it can reduce all uncomfortable symptoms of menopause and perimenopause, including insomnia, mood swings, in particular hot flashes, because it balances those hormones. Again, it does not contain hormones, but it stimulates the body to balance the endocrine system. And again, red maca would be the best for women passing through this life transition. Number 5, again, due to its excellent hormone balancing properties and in combination with its dense nutrient content, this is a food that's capable of stimulating hair growth in women who have thinning hair. That could really have been combined with number 4, because often that is just a symptom of premenopause and menopause or postmenopause. Red and black maca, number 6, are best at improving and protecting your bone strength and density. And number 7, we're going to just go forward with the barky dog. If I waited for that to stop, I'd re-record 10 times. Number 7, owing to the hormones balancing properties, it's been reported to have a positive effect on the health of the thyroid. It does contain minute amounts of iodine, so if you're very sensitive or allergic to iodine, you need to consider that before you start taking the supplement. But most people need natural sources of iodine. Number 8, this is just kind of an interesting fact and sidelight, because it really has to do, again, with everything else that we've already been saying about women's issues. It can support the enhancement of a youthful, womanly shape. You know, a woman's curves only come from 2 places, fat or muscle. And in all cases, when we're aging, the fat redistributes. It's not the youthful kind of fat anymore, and the muscle mass tends to decrease. So this is no like magic or anything. It's just a natural result of all of the other hormonal benefits of maca, is that it can help us to maintain muscle and to keep a more youthful figure. So, you know, that's always a benefit. Number 9, This has to do with our female athletes, builds muscle, increases stamina, boosts energy, enhances recovery time. Black maca is the maca of choice if you're taking it for those reasons. I'll come back to a summary of, I know that's confusing, which maca. Number 10, one of the lesser known benefits of maca is for reducing depression. It works as a mood lifter due to its high nutrient content and its energizing properties. And one final word about maca is that it boosts your mental capacities, your memory, your clarity, your focus. I love to take maca when I know that there's a particularly mental task that I have to perform. And the great thing is that it works in a sustained and balanced way. Not like caffeine can sometimes give us jitters, and if we overdo or take it on an empty stomach, the maca is much more sustained in that. So wonderful benefits all around. Let's move to the men's issues. The top reason that men choose to take maca is to restore their libido. Maca works at various levels to support a healthy sex drive in both sexes. The high nutrient content revitalizes the entire body, so it makes everything work better. Second, maca works to support healthy testosterone levels, thereby increasing energy, stamina, and vitality. And I'll come back to the testosterone levels in just a moment. Both red maca and black maca are favorites for this purpose. Number 2, it increases blood circulation. Okay, so when you combine that with the boost in your libido, men are being helped in overcoming mild erectile dysfunction. A recent study of the effects of maca for men with mild ED showed that more than 1/2 of the patients studied experienced significant improvements in terms of ED and general sexual well-being, and it would be black maca that you turn to for help in this area. Number 3, fertility for both men and women is the longest and most common use of maca in Peru. We know that the people indigenous to the high Andes Mountains in Peru have used maca root to boost both human and livestock fertility for 2,000 years. And maca is still used as the first recourse for couples wanting to conceive in Peru. Recent studies from Switzerland and Peru confirm that black maca in particular raises sperm count and motility and increases sexual desire. Remember that it does not contain testosterone or any other hormone, as I've already said. Instead, it just stimulates the body to produce and regulate hormones in order to achieve a healthy hormonal balance, which is really why it's doing all these things that I've discussed already. Now, it's only fair to point out that maca has not been shown to increase serum testosterone levels. So what researchers theorize is the difference they're seeing is in free testosterone. What's the difference? Well, just like all the hormones, testosterone is found in the body, 95% of it in its serum form, which is a protein-bound form, and only 5% in its free form. But that's the only form that's bioavailable to us, is the free form, the 5%, which, by the way, is found in saliva, which is why getting saliva tested for your hormones is much better than getting a blood test. Anyway, all maca colors work well for the purpose of fertility. Number 4 for men. Maca is anabolic, muscle building. It has a high content of bioavailable protein and other nutrients that support healthy, natural muscle growth. In fact, it's a favorite supplement among natural bodybuilders and appears in a lot of muscle building blends that the natural bodybuilders prefer. Black maca, either raw or a gelatinized form, is good for muscle building. Now, also good for men, which we already covered in the women's issue, so it's no need to go back through it in detail. Energy, stamina, strong bones, reducing depression, boosting concentration, memory, and learning. These are things that, of course, the men would be interested in, and children as well. So, I've been talking about these different colors. The yellow cream is the most common color, and if you're taking a supplement form of maca, that's probably what's in it, and it has a great spectrum of all the good benefits that we've been discussing on the video. The red maca is a little bit more rare, and it's going to be even better for boosting energy and vitality, for balancing hormones for both men and women, supporting a healthy libido and sex drive. But best of all, it's going to do the best job for prostate protection, bone density. Men looking to use maca for prostate support, definitely red. For women's fertility and libido, definitely red. Men are going to try the black. For bone density, women and children are going to use the red.
anyone wanting to experience the highest antioxidant and nutrient levels of all maca powders, and anyone just starting out who wants to have the very best, sweetest, most pleasant taste. That's the red. The black is the rarest of all maca colors, less than 20% of the annual harvest. Several studies show that black maca's unique properties. It's the best for increasing sperm count and motility, and it has a positive effect on spermatogenesis, the formation of sperm cells. It excels at protecting bone structure and preventing osteoporosis. It's great for memory, concentration, learning skill, rapid muscle growth, and endurance. Best of all the varieties of maca. So I'd use black maca if I were a man wishing to increase my fertility. The women need to stick with red maca for that. Either sex who's wishing to boost their libido. So the women, for hormone issues and libido, might wish to be on a combination of the two. Athletes, both men and women, looking for extra stamina and strength, and anyone looking to improve their memory, concentration, and focus skills with maca. All people taking maca who want to improve their bone strength and density. As far as dosaging is concerned, you want to take between 1,800 and 2,200 milligrams is a good place to start. In divided doses, this is not a controlled release vitamin. It's an organic herb that's going to begin to digest as soon as it hits your stomach. It's better to spread your maca use out as 2 or 3 dosages per day. Maybe take it at mealtime. That's the more natural way of ingesting maca, as it follows your natural hunger cycle. And until you, for your individual body, figure out how much energy it's going to give you, you might want to take it early in the day when you're needing that energy and stamina throughout the day. If you found this video directly through YouTube, please go to my blog post on maca for a complete nutrition profile. That's at conceptsandhealth.blogspot.com. Please follow me on Facebook as well, facebook.com/conceptsandhealth. And finally, I've got to give credit to an absolutely wonderful website. I got 70% of the information for this video from this one site, and they sell an incredibly high quality form of all 3 maca colors that I've discussed today. And I'm actually going to switch because I've been taking a product that's probably just the yellow cream, and I think I'm going to experiment with the black and red, and I'll definitely be ordering from the macateam.com. So I encourage you to go there and check out their site and find out even more about this magic in maca. Thanks for joining me today.